engine Emerson with an Ilmore, and Emerson said yesterday he felt the Ilmore might be a little bit down on torque.
Well, it's good old horsepower. It's a new engine. The Ilmore engine's new this year, another new model of it, and they just don't have it putting out quite what the Fords do right now, Tim.
But the design line is what last year we knew as a Chevrolet.
Absolutely right.
The astonishing thing here, Nigel Mansell running in fourth after not only having the pole position, but having dominated all of the practice and qualifying sessions, apparently with ease.
And look how far this first group of four has separated from the rest of the field. You can barely see anybody else back there. Michael seems to use these curbs. There he's done it again. He told me after that spectacular leap of the curbs in practice that when he was in the air, he thought the car was going to come totally apart when it got on the ground, but it hit and everything seemed fine, so he kept going.
Let's not miss the historical significance of the fact that a Reynard, a new car for this series, is leading right off the bat here.
Allenser Jr. into the pits. Here's Gary.
And they came in and immediately shut off the motor, Paul. They've taken off the rear body work. There's an indication that maybe they'd lost oil pressure. They work with the electronics in the right side pod. What a disappointing start as Allenser Jr. comes to the Penske Super Team this year, but has immediately encountered early problems. Paul?
Gary, is there any chance that this is the same electrical problem that the Penske cars have had in practice?
Certainly, that's one of the first things that would come to mind as they work on the electronics in the right side pod, where we don't have any confirmation of that.
All right, so what could be an engineering problem on the car as Michael continues to lead here at Surfers. He has led from the very first lap, and we are now in the 8th lap with Emerson Fittipaldi running in second, Robby Gordon in third, and Nigel Mansell is fourth, followed by Teo Fabi. We'll be back. It's on to Key Biscayne for one of the premier events in tennis as Agassi meets Sampras in the men's final of the Lipton Championships. That's next here on ABC Sports. And here in Australia, Michael Andretti continues his lead. He's led from the start. 2 cars out of the race thus far, Bobby Rahal and Raul Boesel. Fittipaldi chases in second, then Robby Gordon, then Nigel Mansell. And now Mauricio Gugelmin has moved into 5th place. In 6th place is Teo Fabi, then Jimmy Vasser. Then Adrian Fernandez in 8th, followed by Mario Andretti and Willie T. Ribbs.
If you watch, there's Michael on board with Michael right there, Paul. If you watch when he comes through the chicanes, he's running all the way to the grass now. Now, when watching some of the other cars, they're probably running halfway up the curves. He's running all the way to the grass. Now, the problem in the long run, you see right there, he almost gets to the cones there. It could be bad on the car. You know, yesterday he hopped that thing pretty good. I don't know how long it'll take that.
Let's get another update on Allenser Jr., Gary.
Paul, it wasn't a problem with oil pressure. That read okay. It is electronics. They changed one of the control module units. It didn't do the job. He's come back in now and sits here getting further attended. Jack?
Well, there's a problem also on Team Penske's other car with Paul Tracy. They're working on the front nose cone area. They are going to replace the entire nose cone, and they are having an inordinate amount of difficulty disengaging the nose cone that's on the car. They finally get it away, Paul, and it has been damaged, and now they're going to try and bring the new nose cone in. The right front wing was smashed up on Paul Tracy's car.
Well, it didn't look like it was during that wreck, and I called it wasn't, but I guess it did get a little damage. These things are carbon fiber, and they don't bend. They just get totally cattywampus if you hit.
We're on board Scott Goodyear now. New team for him, Kenny Bernstein's team. He runs in 15th right now. That's Mark Smith just ahead, and just behind him is Jacques Villeneuve.
He's a couple of places up from where he qualified, but it has not been an exceptional weekend for Scott Goodyear, who, of course, is looking for a lot from this new team. Winner of the Michigan 500 a couple of years ago, out of luck last year. New team, new hopes.
Coming up to the front, here is Robby Gordon. Yellow flags fly in this corner, so there's no passing here as Nigel Mansell is beginning to pursue Gordon very closely.
Mansell got passed by Gordon just a few laps back, and Mansell, if you notice, he was on the right-hand side. What he's trying to do is bait Gordon, get him to move out, and then he would have tried to outbrake him going into the turn there, Paul.
I was just going to say, Mansell is capable of all sorts of cat and mouse. The one thing he cannot do is let Michael Andretti, with a clear track, pull too far away. Right
Remember,
now,
Sam, that Robby Gordon is one stubborn young man. He's not going to be badgered by Nigel Mansell. He just isn't the type of driver that's going to worry about anybody.
In many ways, they're similar personalities. Nigel loves to play and bait and pull it when he's in the car, out of the car, especially on the golf course. Robby Gordon is very much like that, too.
yeah, they're very physical. They're both very tough-minded. The big difference, of course, is age. Nigel Mansell, over 40. Robby Gordon, very young, with a huge career ahead of him.
If you now watch Robby Gordon right in front there of Nigel Mansell, he's hardly touching the curve. Now, I've been noticing this as we go along. Just barely gets into the curve. Now, that's good. That's totally the opposite of what we've seen Michael doing. Michael is using all the curve, getting clear to the grass. On the on-board camera here, you can really see this good.
Michael has made a deliberate decision to go over the curbs, obviously. Gordon and Nigel are taking it a little bit more cautiously.
They've just given the black flag to Adrian Fernandez. He was running 8th at the time in his ride for Rick Gallis Racing. This black flag was because he jumped over one of these chicanes and got too far into the grass area, and so they brought him in. They'll stop and go him. That'll be his penalty. He'll be back into the fight. Look at Mansell now as they begin to come into traffic. That's Robbie Buell just ahead of Robby Gordon.
Just how much is too much is a tricky question where it comes to jumping these curves. There's Mansell inside of Buell. Luckily, Buell saw him just in time. No contact.
Robbie Buell was running in 19th. Now they're around him. Passing here, it looks like Gary Brabham sitting by the edge of the race course, the lone Australian entrant in this race.
The crowd was really pulling for Brabham. That's too bad.
His father, the great world champion Sir Jack Brabham, is here in a crowd that is sold out. The nice thing about this circuit is you can walk around and watch the racing from almost any point on the circuit. It's a great temporary facility. Michael Andretti runs all alone. He's 5.5 seconds ahead of second place Emerson Fittipaldi. This is the closest fight on the circuit right now as Nigel Mansell tries to catch up to Robby Gordon.
And watch his tires when he goes over the curbs there in the chicanes when we get to another one here. You can tell how much feedback the driver gets to a steering wheel by that.
Whoa. Look at Mansell as he tries to get inside Gordon. Now they're in drag racing mode. Mansell puts his nose ahead. He got off the corner just a little bit better. Now it's a simple matter of who has the most daring as they head down into the next corner, a left-hander. And Mansell gets into the corner as Gordon cooks the brakes. So Mansell comes forward. Now to third place.
Really wasn't any place for Robbie to go. Once Mansell was underneath him, the fight was over as long as he didn't lose the race down the straightaway, Paul.
13 laps complete now. Michael Andretti has been turning the fastest laps at 102.6 miles an hour. That's the fastest lap of the race. Of course, Michael, for most of the race, has been running in clear traffic. He has been the leader for the entire 13 laps of this 65-lap scheduled distance. We'll be back. You can bet he'll be on it. He took some time off here at Surfers for an opportunity to go for big game fishing. In fact, they just had a world record white shark caught just off the shore here. Now, Mansell's looking for that. Well, they've got something on the hook. He gives it over to his wife, and it's, oh, look at that enormous thing. Whoa. Only probably paid about $900 for that little deep sea fishing episode.
How much that cost a pound?
He's reeling in someone else right now, and in this case, it's Emerson Fittipaldi.
Somebody reeled him in. Now let's take a look at the pass when Nigel Mansell got around Gordon, ducked to the inside. Now look at this. They say wheel to wheel all the way down this straightaway.
They were trying to fake each other out, if you notice. They were kind of going together and coming apart. That's Nigel telling him he's there. Gordon trying to fake him out so he doesn't keep going ahead like that.
Nigel's now tired of waiting, and he's attacking at the back of Fittipaldi.
Nigel has never defended a championship yet. The World Championship, here he comes, taking a look at Emerson on both sides, making the move down on the inside.
Nigel Mansell comes around Fittipaldi. Spectacular piece of braking, almost a trademark piece of braking for Mansell, and he moves into second place.
I think Emerson's in trouble. That was too easy. I see Emerson waving there for a second. Maybe he just tore one of his visors off.
He might be in trouble, Sam, but this is the way Mansell passes. He's very famous, like Paul said, for doing that. You watch Emmo go to the right. Now Mansell just doesn't brake. He brakes very late, which is what he's really known for being able to do. By Emmo, and that was an easy pass. But all because he set it up good.
Mansell will defy everything that they used to teach in the race driving schools and be standing on the brakes all the way through the corner.
Here's another replay coming out. There he goes on the inside. There's nothing Emmo can do. Once he's there a little bit, he can't come down on Mansell. Emmo doesn't know how slow he's going to go. It was just an easy pass.
Very clean passing, though, by everybody.
So Nigel sets his sights on Michael Andretti, just 7 seconds ahead. Let's give you the running order again. It's Michael, followed by Mansell now, then Fittipaldi. Fourth is Robby Gordon. Mauricio Gugelmin is still running in fifth. Jimmy Vasser is in sixth place. Good run for Jimmy. Seventh place is Teo Fabi, then Mario Andretti. Willie T. Ribbs is in ninth place. Alessandro Zampredi runs in 10th, followed by Scott Sharp, Stefan Johansson, Mark Smith, Jacques Villeneuve in 14th, Scott Goodyear in 15th, followed by Adrian Fernandez and Mike Groff. Those are all cars on the lead lap through 17th position.
Now let's keep in mind there's Michael Andretti right there in the red car. Now he's getting radio signals. Mansell is on the move. Uh-oh.
Looks like Robby Gordon against the wall. Bit of a fire burning. That's just an oil fire, and it should go out. He caught the wall good and came spinning backwards. You can see the track as he got into the wall.
Heavy damage to that car. Now there's it.
That's the way to get out of the track. Now let's take a look. We're on board.
This is one of the chicanes.
Now it would appear by looking at that the chicanes got him. He got up on one, got it loose. The car breaks loose, comes right around. The wall is the next place you hit, especially on tracks like this. Cement on both sides. Not much room to be sliding off.
He didn't seem all that high on the curb, though.
No, he did not.
That's surprising.
You wonder if going over the curbs triggered a mechanical problem of some kind. That's the fear. If you run the curbs consistently, you can have tire or suspension problems.
Well, what happens very often, Sam, is you get the rear tire spinning too much.
Take a look at that again. There's the curve once. There it is twice. And after he got off on the left side, but he didn't seem that high on it.
No, he really didn't. In fact, I'm more inclined to think that maybe something did break on the car. Could be caused from jumping the curb, but it looked like something broke on the car because he spotted going kind of straight.
It looked more to me like a tire failure or some other failure going into the chicane.
It is terrific to see Michael Andretti back at what he does best after this difficult year he had in Formula One last year. Here he resumes in IndyCar racing right where he left off as a major contender leading the race. Mansell, however, has caught him by a full second in just about a lap and a half of racing since Mansell took over second place. So we've got a real battle here.
Now keep in mind, Michael's probably been loafing just a little bit. Not a whole bunch, but just a little bit, because for a while, Mansell was falling behind, but now he's pulling up, and he'll get the signal by the radio.
There you see the distance first to second. It's 6.6 seconds. Jacques Villeneuve cuts the chicane, but doesn't gain anything in it, so they should allow that. Let's go pit side, Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, we were supposing that maybe there was an electrical problem on Al Unser Jr.'s car. He's still out there. The report is the team thinks it may be one of 4 black boxes that are on board. I talked to Richard Buck, and he said, we made the change so far. The car is working all right. But they have called in the Ilmore engineers, and they are looking at the existing black boxes that they have. They say, if we get a full course yellow, we're going to make another change.
So they're still fighting some problems there.
Yes, and of course some of the reason for that is they have another race or other races coming up right after this. So they're going to have to use this a little bit as a learn situation.
All right, here's Gordon's accident. That's not telling us that much more about the situation.
Except it shows the severity of the impact.
It'd probably be an oil tank or a catch tank that when he got the back end into the wall splattered against the hot headers, it burns out quickly. But it is spectacular. So we still don't know what put Robby Gordon into the wall.
But it certainly didn't look like it was his fault.
Full course yellow now. Once again, a full course yellow.
Well, this, of course, will see them close up as they remove Gordon's car from a truly dangerous position on the track. Not much choice there.
And the 5-second advantage that Michael Andretti gained will be gone.
It will be gone, and we might be starting to look at pit stops. I know some of the crews are getting ready for pits now.